Hello, everybody. Welcome to the channel. We got some 1961 Milwaukee Braves taking on the Philadelphia Phillies in game one of a doubleheader here on August 27th. And let's take a look at the starting lineups for the visiting Milwaukee Braves. In game number one of this doubleheader, leading off playing center field is Gino Camella. Batting second, playing second's Frank Boland. Batting third, playing third's Eddie Matthews. Batting fourth, playing right field's Hank Aaron. Batting fifth, playing first base is Joe Adcock. Batting sixth, playing left field is Frank Thomas. Batting seventh and doing the catching is Joe Torre. Batting eighth, playing shortstop Roy McMillan. Batting ninth and doing the pitching for the Milwaukee Braves is Lou Burdette. And for the Philadelphia Phillies, in game number one, leading off playing second base is Tony Taylor. Batting second, playing left field is Johnny Callison. Batting third, playing center field is Tony Gonzalez. Batting fourth, playing first base is Don Detmer. Batting fifth, playing right field is Wes Covington. Batting sixth and playing third base is Charlie Smith. Batting seventh and doing the catching is Clay Detmore. And batting eighth, playing shortstop Bobby Malcolmus. And on the mound, batting ninth, doing the pitching for the Philadelphia Phillies is Chris Short. Let's get down to the game here in Shives Field, folks. Get this started. Hey, Beatles. How are you doing today, bud? I didn't sleep worth a crap last night. Sure. Alrighty. And here we go. Short on the mound. His 23rd game, 15 start. He's got a 6.35 ERA. He's 1-10 on the year, folks. And he's going up against Gino, batting a cool 200 with 1 home run and 1 RBI. Let's see how this game gets started. And that's going to be a base hit in the left field. So right away, the Braves get the leadoff batter aboard, folks, against Short. And it may be a short game for Short, but it's a doubleheader. They'd like to see him get some innings in. Now we got Frank Boland, who hasn't played in a while. He's batting .287. He's got 15 home runs and 61 RBIs with nobody out and a runner on at first. And here's going to be a pop-up on the infield. As a matter of fact, that's not a pop-up. That's a swing and a miss, strike 3. He gets Frank Boland out on strikes. Brings up Eddie Matthews. And Eddie's got his batting average over 300, batting .302, 27 home runs, 91 RBIs. And he gets a hold of this one, folks, and it's a no-doubter. That ball is high. That ball is far. That ball's going over the scoreboard. Home run, Mr. Matthews. Just like that, it's 2-0 Braves. Before the crowd can even settle into their seats. Here comes the Hank Aaron batting .297, get over 300. 25 home runs, 88 RBIs. Here's the pitch to Hank. And that's going to be a fly ball out to Gonzalez in center. That'll be out number 2. Hey, 007. So we got 2 outs now for Joe Adcock. And Joe's batting .279, 27 home runs, 85 RBIs. And that's going to be a swing and a miss, strike 3. Short gets 2 strikeouts in the inning, but gives up 2 runs on the 2-run homer by Matthews. Braves 2, Taylor, Callison, and Gonzalez coming up to bat for the Phillies. Lou Burdette on the year. This is his 29th start. He's got a 3.68 ERA. He's 14-6 on the year, folks. And Tony Taylor's up to bat. He's got a .261 batting average, 1 home run, 23 RBI. And that's a ground ball down to Matthews at third. That'll be out number 1. And here comes Johnny Callison. Johnny's batting .235 with 4 home runs, 21 RBIs. And that's going to be another ground ball down to Matthews. 2 ground balls the third, 2 outs. And here comes Mr. Gonzalez, batting .343, 14 home runs, 58 RBIs. And that's going to be a ground ball down to Frank Boland. 3 ground balls, 3 outs. We go to the top of the second. It's 2-0 Milwaukee. We got Thomas, Torrey, and McMillan. See if Frank can keep this hitting up, folks. He's got that batting average up to 280. And if you remember, he was around 240. See in the last few games here. Check it out here. He is a hitting machine. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 game hitting streak. And most of them games, look at that, 4 for 5, 3 for 4, 2 for 5, 2 for 3. There was a 1 for and a 1 for, a 2 for 4, 4 for 5, a 2 for 5. Like I say, he's been smacking the ball, folks. 280, 24 home runs, 72 RBIs. Let's see if he can get this second inning started, folks. And he does. He blasts that ball down the right field line. It hits the chalk, rolls into foul territory. Covington goes over. And with Frank's speed, he'll hold up with a leadoff double, folks. So now you've got Frank in scoring position for Joe Torre. And here's the guy that needs to start hitting too, folks. Not having a good year at all. Down to 242, 7 home runs, 33 RBIs. And if you remember going back when he first came up, he was a hitting machine, but he has not had a good year. Here's the pitch to Joe. And that's going to be a base on balls with that W. So first and second, and nobody out here in the second. That'll bring up McMillan. Max, he's not having a good year at the plate either, but his defense is awesome. Batting .213, 7 home runs, 46 RBIs. Here's the pitch to Mac. And that's going to be a base on balls. Bases are juiced for Lou Burdette. If you've been watching this replay, you know Lou's having a hell of a year at the plate, folks. Batting .300, 5 home runs, 14 RBIs. So you might have wanted to pitch to McMillan. Here's the pitch to Lou. Can he blast this game open for his Braves? And that's going to be a defense is going to be back early in the game. Needs some outs. That's going to be a ball hit down the second. And Taylor muffs that ball. Everybody's safe, folks. And now the defense is letting them down. And it's a 3-0 ball game, and we're back to the top of the order. Gino start this game off with a single and came around the score. Here's the pitch. And that's another base hit in the left field. And everybody's going to run around the bases today, it looks like. McMillan's going to score from second. Lou's going to stop at second. And we got us a 5-0 ball game. Sure. And they go out to talk to Short. They don't want to burn this bullpen. It ain't much of a bullpen to burn. And game number 1 known, you got another game. Sure. And Mac didn't score. So let's go back here. McMillan's supposed to score here. And that should score Mac. And that'll bring up Frank Boland with first and second. And nobody out, folks. Sure. This is turning into a massacre. The Phillies better start circling the wagons here. Here comes Frank. He struck out his first time up, folks. And he's going to reach base on a base on balls. Short cannot find the strike zone at all, folks, and his defense is letting him down. And here comes Matthews, who homered his first time up. Can he get number 2 of the game, folks, and have a granny? Here's the pitch to Eddie. And that's not a home run, but that's another base on balls, and they're going to have to do something here, folks. They got the bullpen warming up. Dallas Green's up in the bullpen. Here comes the hammer. He's 0 for 1. He flew out the center his first time up. And that's going to be another fly ball in the center field. And that's going to be deep enough to get Gino and Bolin to advance. So now we got first and third and 1 down. And it's now a 7-0 ball game. Here's Joe Adcock. The Phillies are playing back, looking for the double play, just wanting to get this inning over, folks. For one is Adcock. He struck out his first time up, but not this time, folks. That ball is high. That ball is far. That ball is going. And it is a 10-0 ball game, and that is it for Short. He can't make it through the second inning. Dallas Green will come out. They made him lose Short. And a double header for relief. So out comes Dallas Green. See what he can do here. Base is empty. Only 1 out. Not the way the Phillies wanted this doubleheader to start, folks. And that'll bring up Frank Thomas, who started this inning off with a double, folks. Here's the pitch to Frank. And that's going to be a swing and a miss, strike 3. Dallas comes in and gets the first out. 2 down now. And that'll bring up Joe Torre. He walked and came around to score his first time up in this inning. And he's going to walk again, folks. So Joe trots on down the first. 2 outs now for McMillan. And believe it or not, Mack walked his first time up. Here's the pitch to Mack. And that's going to be and Joe's not going to be trying to steal with a 10-0 lead. So that's going to be strike 1 on Mack. And that's going to be a base hit in the center field. And Joe's going to make it down the third. So first and third now. Still 2 outs. That'll bring up Lou Burdette. And Lou reached on an error his first time up and came around to score. Here's the pitch to Lou. And that'll finally end the inning, folks. That's a ground ball down the second. Sorry, down the short. Bobby's up with it. He tosses it over the second. But the Braves score 8 and lead this game 10-0, folks. We go to the bottom of the second. Detmer, Covington, and Smith due up. This is crazy. All righty. Old Don's batting .252 on the year, 19 home runs, 57 RBIs. And that's going to be a fly ball out to Frank and left, 1 out. Here comes Wes Covington. He's having a hell of a year for the Phillies. 346, 4 home runs, 17 RBIs. And that's going to be a base on balls. No, it's not. Just remembered. Lou's got that double Z, 2 balls and no strikes. And he comes back to strike him out, folks. 2 up and 2 down. That brings up Charlie Smith. Charlie's batting a .195, 1 home run, 15 RBIs. And that's going to be an easy ground ball to McMillan. 1, 2, 3 goes to Phils. We go to the top of the third. We got the top of the order due up here. Gino, Frank, and Eddie. And Gino's 2 for 2 with 2 RBIs, scored both times. And that's going to be a fly ball out the right field. Covington's got it for out number 1. That brings up Frank Bowen. Frank, I think, has walked and struck out. And that's going to be a ground ball down to Tony Taylor. 2 up and 2 down. And here comes Eddie. He's already homered in this game, folks. He's 1 for 1 with a walk and a 3-run homer. And that's going to be a fly ball out the right field. And that's a 1-2-3 inning. Phillies needed that. We go to the bottom of the 3rd. Dalrymple, Malcolmus, and Green due up. Clay's batting .204 in the year, 1 home run, 22 RBIs. And that's an easy ground ball to Frank. 1 out. And here's Bobby batting up .281, having a heck of a year. 10 home runs, 27 RBIs. And that's going to be a ground ball down to Frank. 2 ground balls down to Frank. 2 outs. And that brings up Dallas Green, his first plate appearance of the day. After coming in, Dallas is batting .316 on the year, folks. He's got 2 RBIs because we don't need no stinking DH. And that's going to be a base hit in the left field. How about that? The first hit of this game for the Phillies is the pitcher, Dallas Green. He's on first with 2 outs here for Tony Taylor. He's shaking his head, can't believe it. Gave up his first hit to the pitcher. Tony's 0 for 1 today. And that's going to be a ground ball down the second. He'll take the short way over to McMillan, and that'll end the inning, folks. And Dallas gets stranded down at first. We go to the top of the 4th. Aaron, Adcock, and Thomas due up. Hank's 0 for 1, but he does have a sacrifice fly. And that's going to be a ground ball down to Taylor. 1 up, 1 down. Hey, Doug. And here comes Mr. Joe Adcock. Joe's 1 for 2 with a home run and 3 RBIs. And that's going to be another ground ball down to Tony. Looks like deja vu all over again, according to the Yogi Berra. And here comes Frank. He's 1 for 2 with a double. And here's the pitch to Frank. And that's going to be a fly ball out the center field. And again, Green sets them down in order. We go to the bottom of the 4th. Callis, Gonzalez, and Detmer coming up here for the Phils. Johnny's 0 for 1. And he's going to be 0 for 2 as he hits that ball in the left. And that brings up Gonzalez. And Tony grounded out the second his first time up. And that's going to be a pop-up on the infield. Eddie Matthews is calling for it, makes the catch. That'll be out number 2. Here comes Don Detmer now. He's 0 for 1. He flew out the left. And that's going to be another ground ball to Frank Bowen. He's been busy today. That's a 1-2-3 inning. We go to the 5th. It's 10-0 Milwaukee. Torrey, McMillan, and Burdette due up. Joe's walked both times up, folks. And that's going to be a ground ball back to Green. He fields it cleanly, throws over to Detmer for out number 1. That brings up McMillan now. And Max 1 for 1 with a walk. Came around the score on that walk. And that's going to be another ground ball. The second basemen have been busy today. Taylor's up with it, throws over. 2 down. Here comes Lou Burdette. See if he can get a hit off of Green like Green did him. Here's the pitch to Lou. And that's going to be a pop-up behind home plate. And Clay's got it. And the Braves go down again in order, folks. 1, 2, 3. We go to the bottom of the 5th. Covington, Smith, and Dalrymple due up. West struck out his first time up. Not this time, folks. That ball is high. That ball is far. That ball is going, and West. It's a home run, his 5th on the year against his former teammates, and gets the Phils on the board. Brings up Charlie Smith. Grounded out the short his first time up. That's going to be hit down again to Frank Bowen. That'll be the first out of the inning. Brings up the catcher, Clay Dalrymple. He grounded out the, guess who, Frank Bowen's first time up. And that's going to be a fly ball out the left field. 2 down here in the 5th. Hey, Chris. And here we go. Bobby grounded out the second his first time up. And that's going to be a ball. 1 ball, no strikes on Bobby. And that's going to be popped up on the infield. And of course, Frank Bowen's going to take charge. Makes the catch near the mound. And that'll do it. But the Phils get on the board with the Covington home run. And it's 10-1 now. We're back to the top of the order. Gino, Bowen, and Matthews. He's 2 for 3 with a 2 RBI single. Flew out the right his last time up. And he'll fly out the left this time. Johnny Callison makes the catch. And Dallas Green has come in and shut the door, folks. Brings up Frank Bowen. Frank's 0 for 2 with a walk. Struck out and grounded out. And that's going to be a fly ball out to Gonzalez. 2 up and 2 down here in the 6th. That'll bring up Mr. Matthews. And Eddie is 1 for 2 with that 3-run homer. 2-run homer's first time up. That's going to be a fly ball out the left field. And again, the Braves go down in order. Dallas Green is mowing them down, folks. We go to the 7th inning. It's 10-1. They're going to leave Dallas in the game, folks. You'll lead off, and then we're back to the top of the order, and Taylor and Callison. They're not trying to burn this bullpen up. So Dallas is 1 for 1. He singled his last time up. And that's going to be a swing and a miss, strike 3. Lou threw Uncle Charlie, made Dallas look bad on that one. It's only his 2nd strikeout of the game. Brings up Taylor 0 for 2. Grounded out and had reached on a fielder's choice. And that's going to be ball 1 on Tony. And that's an easy ground ball down to guess who? Frank Bowen. And that'll be 2 quick outs. That brings up Johnny Callison now. Johnny's grounded out the 3rd and flew out the left. And now he's going to give Frank Bowen a try. He figures everybody else has, and he has the same results, folks. 1, 2, 3 goes to Phils. We're going to check out the box score and see how many ground balls the second that is. It is crazy. I know that. Made a lot of plays out there. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 of the 18 outs have been to Frank Bowen at second. I knew it was nuts. We got Aaron, Adcock, and Thomas due up here against Dallas Green. Hank's 0 for 2 with that RBI. And he's going to be 0 for 3 as that ball is hit down the short. That'll be out number 1 here in the 7th. Here comes Joe Adcock now. And Joe's 1 for 3 with that 3-run homer. And that's going to be a deep fly ball out to Gonzalez, but there's plenty of room out in center field here at Schaub's Field. That'll be 2 down. Hey, great to see you too, Chris, bud. Been watching that football. That was awesome. And we got Frank up, who started this game off with a double in the second, and it busted the gates wide open. He's 1 for 3. He's got that batting average up to 281, folks. 24 home runs, 72 RBIs. And that's going to be a lazy ground ball back to Green. And again, another 1, 2, 3 inning. When we go to the 7th inning stretch, it's 10-1 Milwaukee. You got Gonzalez, Detmer, and Covington due up here. Tony's 0 for 2, grounded out and pops up. And that's going to be popped up behind home plate. Torrey's got some beat on it, makes the catch near the dugout for out number 1. And here comes Don Detmer. He's 0 for 2, flew out and grounded out to Frank Bowling. And that's going to be a fly ball out to Gino in center. 2 up and 2 down. And here comes Wes Covington. He's got the big home run to put the Phillies on the board his last time up in the 5th. And that's going to be a base hit. He's about the only one that's figured Lou out today. He's aboard now with 2 outs, a runner down at first for Charlie Smith. Charlie's 0 for 2, grounded out to short and to Frank Bowling. And that's another ground ball. Frank's got that one. He'll toss it over to McMillan. And that'll win the inning. The Phillies leave 1. We go to the top of the 8th. It's still 10-1, good buddy. We got Torrey, McMillan, and Burdette. Joe's 0 for 1 with 2 walks. And that's going to be a ground ball down to Tony Taylor. And just like Frank Bowling, he makes a nice play for out number 1. Here comes Mack. He's 1 for 2 with a walk. And finally, they get a base hit against Dallas Green here, folks. That's going to be a single in the left field. McMillan's on. Brings up Lou Burdette here with a 1 out. And up by 9, they're not going to be bunting. They're going to let Lou swing away. See if he can get number 6 on the year, folks. And it's not number 6, but that's a double in the right field down the first baseline. And that's going to be 2nd and 3rd with 1 out. And Sweet Lou gets his revenge against Green. Green might be getting tired, folks. He's due to bat 3rd in the 8th inning. I'd like to see him get through this. And again, down by 9. They're going to play the defense back to the top of the order. Gino's having a fine game, 2 for 4 with 2 RBIs, folks. Believe that. And he's got another base hit. That one's going to be in the right field, and that'll score Mack. And that makes it 11-1. And now we got Frank Bowling up with 1st and 3rd. And 2-1 down. Frank, he might be the only, let's look. Frank might be the only Brave without a hit here, folks. Let's take a look here. He's 0 for 3. And him and Hank Aaron. Oh, Joe Torre. There's 3 of them without a hit, folks. So here's the pitch to Frank. He's 0 for 3 with a walk. And he's going to stay that way because that is a ground ball down to 2nd. Then they turn to Taylor, over to Bobby, over to 1st, and that wasn't Taylor made. They can't pull it off. Frank beats it out. That'll score another run. It's 12-1 with 2 outs now and Frank down at 1st. Here comes Mr. Matthews with that 2-run homer. And that's going to be an infield hit. Like I say, Dallas is getting tired here, folks. They're just trying to get him through this inning. So Matthews is down at 1st. Bowling down at 2nd for Hank Aaron. Here's the pitch to Hank. Like I say, he's 0 for 3. He does have an RBI also. And he's going to get another one as he squares this up against Dallas. And that ball is driven into the gap in left field. And that'll clear the bases, folks. And Hank standing down at second. Can Green get out of this inning, folks? I guess we could do a double switch. We'll let him pitch to Joe Adcock's 1 for 4. If he can't get Joe out, we'll do a double switch. And he doesn't, folks, because that ball is high, that ball is far, that ball is going in the deepest part of the park. And that is it for Dallas Green. We'll do a double switch here. Mike Smith out of the game. As batting the 9 hole. And let's see who we're going to bring in. Got the righties due up. Jack will come in and bat. And pitch, rather. So we'll do the old double switch. So Jack will go in and bat in the 6 hole. And Walls will come in and play 3rd. And he'll bat in the 9 hole. So you got a runner down. It's nowhere after the home run. That's right. So you got Frank Thomas up 1 for 4 with the double. Here's the pitch to Frank. And that's going to be a swing and a miss, strike 3. And that finally ends the 8th. We go to the bottom of the 8th. Dalrymple, Malcolmus, and Walls due up here. Plays 0 for 2. And that's going to be a pop-up in the infield. And Matthew says he's got it, and he does for out number 1. Yeah, tough crowd. If it wasn't a doubleheader, I think they would have went home. That's for sure, Doug. Here's the pitch to Bobby. He's 0 for 2. And that again is going to be hit down to Frank Bolin. He's a busy man. He's earning his pay today. 2 outs. Here comes Lee Walls, his first time up. He's batting .262 on the year, 4 home runs, 23 RBIs. And that's going to be a ground ball down to Matthews. And that's a 1-2-3 inning. We go to the top of the 9th. It's 16-1. We got Torrey, McMillan, and Burdette due up here. And Joe is 0 for 2 with 2 walks. And he's not 0 for 2 anymore, folks. He squares this one up against Jack. And that ball is blasted in the right field, bounces off the scoreboard. Torrey's is standing down at second with a leadoff double. That brings up McMillan now. Mac is 2 for 3, having a nice game with a walk and score twice. And that's going to be a... And again, they keep trying to get Joe to steal bases. They're up 16-1. He's not stealing. That's strike 1 on McMillan. And Mac gets a hold of this. He plants that ball over second base. Gonzalez is up with it. And the Braves are just going to go station to station here, folks, up by 15. So we got first and third now for Lou Burdette. And again, the Phillies are playing back for the double play. Lou doubled and scored his last time up. And that ball is squared up by Lou, and all of a sudden he's heating up with the bat. And that ball is driven in the right field. That'll score Joe, and we got first and second, and still nobody out, folks. So Jack's not the answer either. Sure. Here comes Gino up for the 6th time in this game. He's 3 for 5. Can he go 4 for 6? And yes, he can, folks. And that ball is hit in the left field. And like I say, the Braves are just going station to station. It's a bases loaded mess for Jack. They're looking for that ground ball double play to at least get some outs. Here comes a man that's 0 for 4 with a walk and an RBI. And he has scored twice. Here's the pitch to Frank. And that's going to be a fly ball in the left field. And the runners will hold. One big out here, finally in the 9th. That brings up Mr. Matthews, who's having one heck of a game, folks. 2 for 4 with a home run, 3 RBIs. Here's the pitch to Eddie. And the defense is going to let him down here again, folks. Well, no, it's not. He hits Eddie Matthews, and the Braves come out of the dugout, folks. They're bullpens and everything. They're out there scrapping, but nobody gets ejected. Both benches have been warned about hitting people. Sure, this game's getting ugly. Here comes Hank Aaron, 1 for 3 with 3 RBIs on the day. And that's going to be a ground ball down. No, that's going to be a base on ball. So maybe Jack didn't hit Matthews on purpose. Maybe he's just wild, but it sure didn't look good, folks. And that brings up Joe Adcock. He's 2 for 5 with 2 home runs on the day. Can he get number 3 and make it a granny? And no, but that will be another base on ball. So I don't believe Jack hit him on purpose, folks. I think he just is wild as hell. And here comes the man, Frank Thomas. Space is still loaded, 1 out. He's only 1 for 5 today, though, folks. And he's going to stay 1 for 5 because that's a swing and a miss. He was chasing them. He was trying to hit a grand slam. Brings up Joe Torre now. He finally got off the snide here his last time up and did double. He's 1 for 3 with 2 walks. And that is going to be a single over first. And that'll drive in another run. Hopefully Joe's starting to heat up here. And that'll make it 21-1, folks. And that'll bring up McMillan. Here's the pitch to Mac, 3 for 4. And that'll finally end this 9th inning, folks. That is going to be a pop up on the infield. Well, that ball's going to be a swing and a miss. Jack's got the Y factor. So we go to the bottom of the 9th. Got the top of the order due up here. Taylor, Callison, and Gonzalez. Lou's going for the 3-hit 1-run game. Tony 0 for 3. And that's going to be a fly ball out to Frank Thomas. 1 down here. Here comes Johnny Callison now. And that's going to also be a fly ball out the left field. Frank Thomas set a record held by many and have 3 putouts in 1 inning. Here's the pitch to Tony. And that's going to be hit down the first. Joe Adcock's got it. He'll take it himself and finally end this game, folks. Hey, Mike. Yeah, that would have been a brawl for sure. In real life, hitting Matthews 16-1. I guarantee you that would have been a hell of a brawl. And game number 2 will be very interesting. That's for sure, Doug. Yep. Be a lot of payback in game number 2. The Braves are probably wishing they kept some of them runs. We'll take a quick look at this box score. Joe Adcock drove in 6 runs. The Braves had 21 runs. It was a complete whitewash. Sure, after the 2nd inning, it wasn't much of a game, that's for sure. Dallas Green did a heck of a job until he got tired. But like I say, they didn't want to waste a bullpen. I don't know where to start. Look at that 4-hit game by Geno. Matthews with one home run. Adcox with a home run. Adcox with 6 RBIs on the game. Aaron with 4. Matthews with 4. The Braves were 10 for 15 with runners in scoring position. And they only left 5 men on base, so they was productive as all get up. The poor Phillies, Wes Covington was about the only thing that figured Lou Burdette out. Dallas Green had the only other hit. Covington had 2 hits. Dallas Green had a hit. The good part was they didn't leave many men on base, and they didn't disappoint with runners in scoring position because they didn't have any. Lou picks up his 15th win, goes to 15-6, goes to distance, a 3-hit, 1-run, 2-strikeout game, gave up the 1 bad pitch to West, or would have been a shutout. And old Chris Short, who won the last time against these Braves, is only win of the year. He drops to 1-11. Like to say, that 1 win was against the Braves, so I guess they came out here to get even with him. Goes 1 1/3 innings, folks. Gives up 5 hits, 10 runs, 7 of them earned. Walked 4, struck out 2, and 2 home runs. Like I say, Dallas through 6 innings had a hell of a good game. But then in the 8th inning, he gave up some hits and runs. 7 hits, 6 runs, walked 1, struck out 1, and gave up a home run. And Jack didn't do shit in the 8th and 9th inning. 1 1/3, 5 hits, 5 runs, 2 walks, 3 strikeouts. Sure. Crazy game. Alrighty, I'm going to thank you all for watching this massacre. Sure. Yeah, 007, check out his channel. And Mike was here. Michael, check out his great stuff that he does for Out of the Park. Maybe we'll do that. Beatles, you going to be around here? Maybe we'll do we'll start the 1918 World Series instead of doing this Braves Phillies game next. After a murder like this, maybe we'll get into the World Series. And Beatles Eternally was here. Check out his great channel. Christopher Slavic, check out his great channel. He's doing a football with Action PC. He's getting ready to do the Super Bowl, folks. I believe that was everybody. Yeah, it was a murder, that's for sure, 007. Let's see if Beatles is still here and if he wants to start this 1903 World Series. I don't blame people if they left. It wasn't much of a game to watch. That's for sure. Yeah, Doug, you're right. The Braves better get out of town quick. But I think they got 2 more games against Philadelphia. I think this is a 5-game series. Yeah, they got 1 more game against Phillies after this on August 28th. It was a 5-game series. Oh, thanks, Doug. Like I say, hard to do a game that's a blowout like this. I guess Beatles must have left, folks. So we'll do game number 2 of this doubleheader next. So I want Beatles to watch this World Series. Alrighty, we'll see you here in a little bit. Get game number 2 in. Hopefully it's a ball game, not a massacre. Until next time, folks, you have a great day and take care.